Hey everybody, welcome to Nagios in the Node. It's not a podcast.
Oh, sorry, you're reading. Do your thing.
I'm not reading.
There's no slate.
There's no slate, and this is not a podcast.
It isn't film. We don't need to sync sound and video. There's no need for a slate.
Don't we?
This is...
Right.
Or do
Yeah,
we?
we do.
We actually do?
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's separate. It's over there.
It's separate audio recording. That's the whole point.
There may be too many cooks in this kitchen.
Yeah.
Since we've already been introduced previously on other episodes of In the Node, I would say that we don't need to go back there, but we're gonna. I'm Aaron, and I'm joined by
Josh.
And I'm Dylan.
And this is Nagios in the Node. Josh, what are we talking about?
Today we're talking about roadmaps.
What's a roadmap?
Ooh, it's a forecast of where we're taking the product and how we let our community, our customers, and our partners know what's upcoming for Nagios, all things Nagios.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You would think that the product development manager might know something about that.
It's a good thing we got him here.
I would think that.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that support, Dylan is our representative from the support team, has opinions on all of these things. So what do you say we dive right into it?
Let's do it.
All right. Nagios XI, we've got a couple of different categories of the things that we're excited to get done in the near future. First thing we're going to talk about is scaling. Nagios remote workers. What's your sense of that, Josh?
Well, it's a thing that we hear from our community quite a bit. They want the products, they want the solutions to scale at a greater clip. So it's something that our dev team is looking very closely at.
Yeah, so what we're looking to do is find a way to expand the number of checks you can see in one Nagios XI. And so we really have two things in scaling that we're taking a look at. We're taking a look at load balancing, which is basically workers out there, not on the XI, that are able to run the checks and then report back to XI so that you can see more, because there's a certain amount of capacity. So we're looking to increase the capacity for one XI to show checks, do notifications, all that good stuff. Yep. The other thing is distributed monitoring. And so that gives us the chance to, you can put a worker node in another network segment, in another location, and we can do the things that we're already expecting to do. And it will give us a chance to hopefully slim it down a little bit.
Yeah, give customers the ability to change the way that they set up distributed monitoring from how we've traditionally done it with our software today.
Yeah. Another thing that we're excited to talk about is scaling through SSO and OAuth integration so that you can more easily scale the team and who can be in the Nagios XI instance, whether that is going to be your core monitoring team or you want to extend that out to management, to other users, to make reports and the graphing more available to the rest of the team. So super excited about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you hear requests for SSO.
Whoa. Well, I was going to say we get a lot of requests for load balancing.
Right.
Right. There were some previous solutions for load balancing that were third party, and people miss that ability.
Yeah.
We hear about it in support tickets.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
When they're upgrading from old versions that they shouldn't be running anymore, and they're trying to find a new solution for this thing that they're doing with an unsupportedly old version of our software.
Fair enough. All right. And then, another thing that we're taking a look at is modern IT infrastructure monitoring, containers and Kubernetes.
Yep.
I know that OpenShift is a thing that I see requested
pretty
a lot.
Familiar. Yep.
So we are actively working on those capabilities. So I'm excited to have that capability appear for us
For sure.
in the very near future. And then of course SNMP upgrades. You would think SNMP is just how it is, but it's not. Manufacturers continue to change the way they do things, and you got to adjust.
Well,
It's almost like you're suggesting that it's not simple.
The simple network monitoring protocol.
Yeah.
The only thing simple about it is the protocol.
Yeah.
Yes. So
That hasn't changed. That's you've got the OIDs and the MIBs.
Yeah.
That's not going anywhere.
but so many other things.
Yep.
Change is afoot. All right. Advanced technology integration. AI. Is AI overhyped?
Yes.
Hot take.
But do you feel like we have to do it? We got to do something, right? I mean, everyone's like, we've got AI. And you're like, yeah, do you? I don't know.
No, it's a trend. It's a buzzword that the industry is aware of and they're asking about. And we're looking at opportunities in how we can integrate versions of AI with our software that doesn't send your data outside of your organization if you don't want it to.
Yeah, I think that's really the thing that I'm excited about because we have such a strong collection of users that very much value the fact that their stuff is on-prem, it's not in the cloud. Cloud is wonderful, it has its place, it's fantastic, it's great for a lot of things, and a lot of people like having their stuff on-prem. That, I think, is the thing that I'm most excited about. We are pretty close to shipping a model for log server, and we'll talk about log server here in a moment, but looking at ways to set up AI to help us take a look at issues globally, to be able to automatically run some things in the background on the basis of information that's received and do some response things like that.
And I think what's always most important is we know our customers want that level of security. They want that level of data integrity. So anything that we do build, it's optional. It's something that you have to configure and turn on if you want it. And if you don't want it, then it's just the same software that you've always appreciated the security of for years.
Yeah, and I think actually that'll be one of the really interesting things about it is for the AI integrations that we're making available, like for log server, we just expanded the number of AI models that you can use, and we're about to roll out our own model that you can run on premises inside your own network boundaries. It will require a little bit of hardware.
Sure.
But if that's up and running, you got it all locally, it's a pretty good thing. So simplified configuration and use. So here we're hoping to take a look at being able to leverage, can we get AI to help us create plugins and wizards that make it easier for your team? And so really, can we create an AI that makes it simple for you and your team to say, we want to monitor this thing. It's not in the box, right? But I don't know that I want to dive in and learn how Nagios plugins work. Is there something I can just feed some requirements to and get a plugin out of, and then a wizard to have the team be able to configure it?
Yep. Yeah, for years we've had our plugin development guidelines, and we've had some pretty standardized framework for how to build those things. So we want to create some method to allow people to do that easier, simpler, faster.
Sure. And I think the interesting thing about AI in code is that it takes coders from being token generators, right? We've outsourced the token generation now to being code editors and not code creators. And so that'll be an interesting transition.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Interested to see how that goes. So that's XI. For log server, I'm really excited about log server. We have got a new backend. You're laughing at me. Can I not be that excited about log server?
Your excitement filled me with an emotion that came out as laughter, because you clearly are excited about it.
I am super excited about it. We've been working really hard, right? And by we, I mean Jason. And so
and some others.
And some others, right?
Tip of the spear.
So so Jason's been working on a new backend. Definitely that is the single most requested item with log server. So we are upgrading to OpenSearch 2. Whatever's current when we release. We are looking to release in this year. if that doesn't make Josh too anxious. So
Nothing makes me anxious other than sitting live at a table with you, Aaron.
what will he say next? Fair.
Yeah.
So in addition, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, we got it.
We do have a new front end coming together as well, and so we are going to take advantage of all sorts of new and exciting ways to present front end. And so we've got Shelwyn and Griffin and Shondor working on that as well. So big team effort, and I'm really, really excited about that. So that is the second thing, is front end appearance and dashboarding. Super excited about the demos that I'm seeing coming out of the team. So keep your eyes peeled for the next versions of Log Server. Yeah. Network Analyzer.
Well, we've got quite a few things coming for Network Analyzer and Fusion.
Network Analyzer is a super focused product.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when I was doing demos, doesn't take a long time to get through all the products, but it's a great complement to all of the monitoring that we do at Nagios. Query interface improvements. So we're
probably
looking to
one of the most common asks that we hear for Network Analyzer, for sure.
Absolutely. So front end and back end, we're looking to upgrade that. I would say that it's on the roadmap, and I think one of the things I want to say about the roadmap is that it is a living document, and this is a sense of where we're going. I don't think we're gonna get to all of these places all at the same time. So I know that the XI and the log server improvements are definitely front of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Those are front burner currently. I think we're going to see the network analyzer stuff probably in 2025.
Sure,
is when we're going to see that. And then Fusion, I know that our lead dev on Fusion is he's excited about it. Aiden is just super excited about all the things that he's going to be able to do with Fusion. Same thing, we're looking to continue to update interfaces, and then LDAP is super important. So LDAP AD, OAuth login, SSO, all of the things that we're leading with XI to be able to do are going to get reflected into Fusion. So front end, back end, all the good functionality that we're looking at. So
and I think one of the most important pieces is we hear consistently from our customers, from our partners, and the community at large, they want this sort of awareness and this sort of a place where they can go and see what we're up to, if the feedback that they're providing is being heard. And the big thing is you can go to nagios.com/roadmap and find this content in real time. So if there's changes to it, if there's updates to it, what we're bringing next year in 2025 and beyond, this page is back live, ready for you to catch your updates.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that you can keep in mind is you can go to the changelog. What's the URL for changelogs?
It is nagios.com/changelog.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
I think it by default shows you the XI changelog,
that is
and you can go look at the other changelogs.
There you go.
We workshopped that.
Before you said that where the roadmap could be found, I was going to ask if this was a metaphorical or an esoteric, mystical roadmap that lives in somebody's mind. Somewhere you climb the mountain, you talk to the mystic, or is there a place people can go look at the living document and witness it change?
Philosophically,
John
where is the
answered that
change
before
log?
I could even ask my question.
Where does it live in your heart? Right. That's what we're
slash roadmap.
Roadmap. Yeah.
That's exactly where it lives.
So these two pages on the website, I think, are going to work in tandem,
for sure.
Hand in hand. So as we achieve things in the roadmap, we're going to update the roadmap. You're going to see that reflected in the changelog.
Yep. I
definitely recommend checking out the changelog. We do reference a lot of things in the changelog by our internal tracking numbers. And I know that a lot of times customers, if they report a bug that they're concerned about, or they make a feature request that they'd really like to see, that's where you're going to see that specific thing, and we're going to reference that internal tracking number. And I believe support gives those out.
So in the case of a bug,
Right.
If a bug has been reported and documented and you're experiencing this bug and you open a support ticket, we may tell you what our internal tracking number for the bug is.
Okay.
So that you can
cross-reference.
You can scrape or grep, or there are Nagios plugins that'll read a web page and look for a string. And you can see when it's fixed and what version it's fixed in. Because our intention is to fix all the bugs when we know that they exist, right?
Yeah.
We may not always make every feature every customer wants. So in support, we don't give out internal feature tracking numbers.
That is true. Fair. Please cut this.
Because there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. We can't, if we give people a feature tracking number, we're promising it to them. We don't do that. Yeah. We'll promise we'll fix your bug, though, right?
Eventually.
We promise we'll eventually fix your bug.
Mostly likely sometime.
Yeah.
Q4 question mark. Yeah.
Let's rewind.
Yes.
So the changelog.
Changelog is a good thing. So changelog and roadmap, they go hand in hand. If you as we update the roadmap, as you see things come down from the roadmap, you're going to see that hopefully in the changelog. And then those two things sort of go hand in hand. We're going to continue to update roadmap as we achieve the objectives that we have on there. So it's really, it's a living document. Josh, if somebody really, really, really wants to give us feedback and they haven't yet, what's the most appropriate channel, the most effective channel?
If there's questions, talk to your customer success manager, CSM at Nagios.com, and whoever is your dedicated customer success manager can translate that information or get updates from the team if there's an update needed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dylan? We're going to wrap this up, Dylan. Do you have any parting thoughts?
Something poetic. The roadmap is our path forward. The changelog is our rearview mirror.
So the one thing I would say is it's great to be excited for the future, and you should upgrade and experience all the new features. But before you make any changes to any product that you use from any company, back everything up. Yep. Make a backup. Make a server level backup. Use our backup scripts. Do a machine level image of your machine.
Spoken like a guy who's had to deal with situations where...
Before you go messing with stuff, just in case, be prepared to revert.
Wisdom.
And then you'll never blunder into a situation where you have to send me a ticket.
You came for not a podcast, you got a pro tip. There you go.
Absolutely. Josh, parting thoughts?
Beautiful. I'm excited to broadcast what we're working on.
All right. Well, I'm Aaron. This is Nagios in the Node, and it's still not a podcast. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks all.
Happy monitoring.